And you said it wasn't gonna happen.
Gaslighter.
You remember when we were complaining about politics in games and how it's a slippery slope? Well, there you go. State-funded video game warns children they'll be treated like terrorists for questioning mass migration from Britain's news channel GB. Well, let's have a look at what we are on about here, but it's not sounding great. A government-funded video game tells teenagers they could be reported to counter-terrorism authorities for questioning mass migration. Pathways is an interactive program aimed at school pupils aged 11 to 18. I'd say a perfect choice of age. Excellent for propaganda. Hitler's youth department would be proud. The Home Office's Prevent Counter-Terrorism scheme partially fund the game. Players guide white teenager characters through scenarios where they must avoid being flagged for extreme right-wing ideology after discussing migration online. Excuse me, government, but where is the representation here? Where is the representation? You botched the job. Characters risk prevent referrals if they interact with groups spreading harmful ideological messages or attend protests opposing the erosion of British values. No, Metatron, there is no such a politics. There's always been politics in games. Look at Metal Gear Solid. Look at Final Fantasy VII. Look at Tactics. It's the same thing. And then we went from, there is LGBTQ flags everywhere on my screen of my PlayStation. They are swapping every white character out of any racial representation whatsoever. To this, the state is making a video game to manipulate the minds of your kids. Buy them anything but this game. The game even frames researching immigration statistics online in a negative light. School pupils select a character called Charlie. Oh, there is no way. This is a coincidence. You motherfuckers. Oh my gosh. The UK, I swear, the government in the United Caliphate is evil. Let's continue. Either male or female. Wait. Ooh, I'm gonna see some problem here. There's no way it says it that. There's no way it says male and female though. It's 100% gonna be body type A, body type B, or body type 1 and body type 2. 1,000. There's no way they would ever. I mean, because that would be flagged by the game. Right? Imagine that. You're like male or female, you select male, and then the game already starts you on -15 and said, you shouldn't have clicked anything. You should have you should have clicked skip. They gave you the skip, right? So when you skip, it goes into body type A. But this is absolutely moronic. Who has just started college? Good luck with that. The game refers to Charlie using they pronouns, regardless of which sex their player picks. Okay, so as you see, before we were, oh my gosh, this is such a vindication. All of you gaslighters. So, first it's male and female. Then it was, oh, well, actually, we're going to replace male and female. We're going to put body type A and body type B, and we're going to put the pronouns they, them, he, they, all that kind of stuff. And then when we said, but why are you putting this? Why are you removing male and female? It's perfectly viable. Oh, why does it matter? Why do you care? Which is already a moronic statement, because, I mean, why do you care then? You were the one who cared because you removed it. I'm okay with leaving it as is. In fact, I am so pro-freedom that I'm like, give it all. Give everything. Give me male, female, body type, everything. And then you click the one you like. No, you have to remove the ones you don't like in order to force your ideology. However, I, just like you and many other people that talked about this, we were attacked. We were like, oh, but it's not about forcing. It's about letting people feel represented. It's never about forcing. And here we are, the government. And then you have to be they. Why can I not choose? Why can I not be she? What if I am... I don't even know to make the ridiculous example that I was going to think of. Players face multiple choice questions throughout with options color-coded red for bad and green for good, which basically means red for left and green for center and right. Let me rephrase this for you very quickly. Green means anything that is radical left. Red means anything that is common sense. I'm not even going to put center, right, mildly leaning left, but not going all the way to absolute nut job. No, anything is going to be red, bad. Bad. You can't have an opinion. Bad. Charlie, who is outperformed academically by a black student, must choose whether to simply accept this or blame immigrants for stealing jobs. Oh my gosh, the UK. What the heck happened? What happened? When is that clown of Starmer gonna be voted out? This is terrible. You guys need to get back in control of this. If you like that I tell it how it is, please subscribe to the channel. It's just one click and it really helps me to keep fighting the good fight. For me, for you, and for our children. And thank you so much for subscribing. Your support means the world to me. Somebody else in the class tells Charlie that this is proof that immigrants are coming to the UK and taking her jobs. So that's the evil person, I guess. Alright, let's continue. An in-game meter tracks how extreme the character's behavior becomes. Early choices include whether to download a video from a gaming platform or tell an adult about it. Charlie, who is outperformed academically by a black student, must then choose whether to simply accept this or blame the immigrants for stealing their jobs. Players who lose may receive counseling for ideological thoughts or face referral to an anti-terrorism expert. This, guys, is dystopian. This is awful. Like, I'm laughing because it's ridiculous, it's stupid. But this is awful. This is about complete control. Mass control. Anti-terrorism expert if you don't play the game like they intend you to. Keep your kids away from this. If they implement this in school, homeschool. Charlie encounters a video claiming, open quotes, Muslim men are stealing the places of British veterans in emergency accommodation, close quotes, and, open quotes, the government is betraying white British people and we need to take back control of our country, close quote. I'd like to underline, because obviously I will never understand this left-wing knee bending to Islam. I'll never understand. Well, actually, I do understand it. It's simply based on their hatred for Christianity and the West. This is what it's based on. It is what it is. Free speech in Britain, read more. It's probably like the shortest read in your life, never mind 8 minutes. Players can scroll past or engage directly with the post. Choosing engagement triggers a message. Unfortunately, Charlie didn't realize that some of the groups they were engaging in were actually illegal. Yeah, have you got a license for that opinion, mate? Selecting the option to research the topic is also portrayed negatively. Yeah, you see, you can't research it. This is Nazi Germany all over again. I'm just gonna fucking say it. People have been calling everyone a Nazi for so long when it wasn't the case. It wasn't the case. This is the case, so I'm gonna say it. These are fascist tactics. These are totalitarian tactics. This is the propaganda machine with its naked gears spinning in front of you. If you can't see it now, then you're a lost cause. I don't know what to tell you. You've already been completely brainwashed by the machine, and you're gone, by the way. You're gone at this point. But for everyone else, even people who would theoretically agree with these, do you see it for what it is? This is propaganda. Age 11 to 18. So there will be an 11-year-old who's going to play this game at school. Imagine the damage this can do. While the parents probably don't even agree statistically with the messages that are being force-fed into the mind, malleable minds of these children who haven't even finished developing their prefrontal cortex. Horrible. But let's continue. The character sees research papers, statistics, and protests information about the replacement of white people. Charlie receives an invitation to join a group called Action for Britain. And I'd like to say, first and foremost, if you're a British patriot, you've got my respect. And if you're showing off the English flag, keep doing it. You've got my respect, I would like to say. When it comes to the great replacement of white people, here is the greatest problem when it comes to some of the people that say, oh, this is a conspiracy, it's a conspiracy. Well, you need to keep in check your beloved Muslims, because here's the thing. Not all Muslims we know. Here's the thing. There are plenty of clips where radicalized, insane Muslims are literally saying We will replace you. We have a birth rate of like 8 per family. You guys don't have kids. In 30 years, we will have replaced you. So, once that type of content is live, which it is obviously everywhere, just Google it, pause it and Google it. You find a lot in Sweden, in Denmark, in England, in France. It's everywhere. In Italy. They're a bit of a problem for you if you're going to move in and use the stupid conservatives and their conspiracy theorists. Well, then you need to get these Muslim, well, should I say, West-hating Muslims in check, because if they keep saying that, they will give a reason for this to not be considered a conspiracy theory. If they freaking say it, plus with government backing. Let's continue. Charlie receives an invitation to join a group, Action for Britain. Yeah. The character can also attend a protest against the changes that Britain has been through in the last few years and the erosion of British values, all of which is true, by the way. Attending the protest nearly results in arrest, with the character discovering it focuses, open quotes, more about racism and anti-immigration than British values, close quotes. Here's the thing. When it says it nearly results in arrest, of course it means within the game. Problem is, though, it seems like this can indeed have consequences in real life. Can you imagine that? But by the way, let's do a little thought exercise. What kind of consequences would you have right now if everything you've ever done in Skyrim was actually tied to an anti-terrorism or law enforcement operation in Skyrim? Yeah. If Charlie makes moderately poor choices, a teacher refers them to prevent for counseling and workshop. Oh yeah, right. So if you make moderately poor choices, you end up in counseling. If you make poor choices, you end up in prison. Splendid. It actually is a very good representation. At least it's historically accurate, guys. It perfectly represents the current state of the United Caliphate. East Yorkshire councils developed pathways with government support amid local concerns about immigration and tensions over migrant hotels. Hull saw protests at a migrant hotel in 2024 following Axel Rudakubana's murders. Rudakubana had been referred to prevent 3 times. Yeah. Home Office figures from 2024 show prevent... Okay, well, I don't care about that. I care about the game. This is insane. Unbelievable. Madness. Complete, absolute, total, utter madness. The world is upside down, my friends. The Prevent video game that treats every teenager like a far-right extremist. Youngsters threatened with referral to anti-terror program if they question migration while playing. A state-funded... People should question migration. Every single teenager should question migration, as they should be correctly taught by their parents about the insane state of immigration in our current societies. Plural. A state-funded computer game is war. Man, people that call them computer game must be Zoomers. It's a Zoomers thing. Just a video game. I've never said... The only people I've ever met to call it computer game are like my parents' generation. Anyway, a state-funded computer game is warning teenagers that they risk being referred to a terrorism program. Yeah, we know that, and I would have to pay, I guess. But I think it's going to be just a repeat of what we just read. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Obviously, we know that the game is also going to look like shit. And it's going to play like shit. It's going to be boring. But the problem is that, differently from what I thought at first, this isn't like a game... Do you remember the video game that they made? Wait. Do you remember the game called Take Us North? Because that's another one. Take Us North was basically a video game where you play as illegal immigrants crossing the border into the United States illegally. And they are the good guys. Activists, as she tells us, absolutely. Activists produce this game, and I thought it was going to be something like this. That's what I thought, with the wall. Goodness gracious. Another game that pushed politics like crazy recently was one of the Need for Speeds. Which one was it? I think it was this one, where the split second you start the game, you get plastered with BLM banners all over the place, and then when you go and create the character, you can't choose white. At least when I played it. I don't know if they added it later, but when I played it at the very beginning and then immediately asked for a refund, you couldn't choose white. No one was white in the entirety of this US city, except for one evil cop. I'm not joking you. It was like a progressive dream place. Not even a single white person to be seen on sight, except for the evil villain police officer, who was so blatantly villain, like it written like one of those insanely obvious villains, by the way, laugh and all. Like, it's really... Anyways, guys, I thought it was going to be something like this, like a game made by some activist developers and then they would sell it, and then of course it would crash. It would be awful because people don't like that kind of stuff. No, this seems like because it's being funded by the government, this is gonna be forced into classrooms. So your kid, when you ask your kid in the UK, what have we got today? Math, language, English literature? Well, your kid is gonna say, oh, civic education. Well, today we're gonna do a lesson. The teacher said it's a very important lesson. We can't skip it. If we skip it, even with the fever, even with the temperature, you've got to go. So you'd be like, oh wow, I wonder what it is. Must be something important. And then you go and you're forced to play this for 5 hours, and your kid comes back home. You don't even recognize them anymore. Teacher said, you're evil, Dad. So I'm gonna go move in with blue-haired mum. Alright guys. Thank you for watching. If you appreciate my content so far and wish to help ensure my ability to continue to tell it how it is, regardless of any possible backlash, please support this channel on Patreon. Any support helps me and my team of academics keep the channel strong and gives us the means to fight back against the political rewriting of history. Stand with us, form the wall, defend the truth.